Hello. Someone hit me with an argument today about Christianity. Basically, the argument goes like this. If Christianity wasn't true, how come it took the world by storm with such incredible speed, spreading throughout the world so quickly if it wasn't true? And I suppose if you think numbers are all that matters, then that might be compelling. But so what? You see, the numbers aren't that impressive. Look at it this way. After the resurrection, according to some of the Gospels, Jesus Christ gave his 12 apostles, well, actually 11 now because Judas had gone, 11 apostles the Great Commission. They were told to go out into the countryside and convert people to Christianity. There were 11 of them, but for these calculations, let's cut that figure by more than half and call it 5. Let's say we had 5 apostles going out with the Great Commission, spreading the word of Jesus and Christianity and trying to win converts. That began then in about 33 AD. Now, let's assume that by the time the first gospel was written, and the earliest date for Mark, which is the first gospel, it's not Matthew, it's Mark, the earliest date for Mark is about 55. Personally, I think it's more like 70, but okay, we'll go with 55. Tell you what, let's make it even earlier, let's make it 53, because that gives us a nice, even 20 years. So if only 5 people set out on this 20-year mission, and each one of the 5 managed to recruit one person a year. So at the end of the first year, we have 10. And let's say that everyone that's recruited in a whole year also manages to recruit one person. That means at the end of 2 years, we have 20. And let's say that continues. So by the end of the third year, we have 40. We've begun, remember, with only 5 people. Less than half of the number that originally apparently set out on this mission, this Great Commission. By the end of 20 years, simply following that basic model of every convert and every apostle converting one person a year, by the end of 20 years there will be 2.5 million, over 2.5 million Christians. Now bear in mind that there wasn't much of a population at the time, and bear in mind that we're only talking about a small area. We're talking about Greece, Italy, and the Holy Land, the Levant. So just a little corner of the Mediterranean world. 2.5 million people. Now let's assume that some of those people die. Let's be really generous and say that half of those people die. That still means that in that small area there are well over 1 million, about 1.25 million Christians. And that's only assuming one a year. And it's only assuming 5 apostles to start with, and it's assuming that half of them die, and there's no way that that's going to be true. So the next time someone tells you that they believe, and you should believe, because of this vast, amazing explosion of believers across the Middle East in the early years of the church, do the maths. Do it with them. Show them just how easy it would be to end up with 2.5 million followers of Jesus in 20 years. There's nothing special about that. In fact, I would argue, to use a common phrase from where I grew up, it's a piece of piss.